crazy.
don't have my glasses yet. Still landing on them.
You have eye problems?
Yeah, I have osmosis.
Osmosis?
Yeah, it's the shape of the eye which doesn't help me see. So it messes
Isn't
up
that an astigmatism?
clothes. Yeah, I like to call it autism.
I have an as You called it osmosis.
The same. I have biology stuck in my head, man. I had biology yesterday. I don't know why it's still in my head. Uh,
I love that. Welcome back to the We're Related podcast. I'm Riley. This is Will, and we are related. Today, we are continuing our series of watching movies. We're doing a movie watching series, and today we're going to talk about the A Team. I had never seen it before, and so I'm excited to talk about it. Will has seen it
Mhm.
already.
Yeah, it showed me in Halloween month. I forgot the name of it,
October.
but yeah, October. I liked it.
I love
Told
it.
me that it was based off of like kind of a spin-off of a series. So
Up to interpretation, I thought it was way better than Shark Boy and Lava Girl, personally. It wasn't as painful of a watch for me. Well, shall we get into it?
yeah.
The A Team is based off of a TV show. Dad is correct. From 1983. I pulled these off of IMDb because I've never seen the show. Frankly, I don't plan on watching the show because it's old
What?
and so it's probably a difficult watch. 1983 version is four ex-Army Special Forces soldiers for become heroes for hire after being branded as war criminals for a crime they didn't commit. After breaking out of prison, they end up helping the downtrodden while on the run from the military police. When I
Who?
looked it up, it
who-
said it was 5 seasons, 98 episodes. So they
Hey,
took
that's
all
a
of those
cakewalk.
episodes and condensed it down into a movie, which I think is kind of impressive. The A Team 2010, which is the one that we watched, is a group of Iraq war veterans who are looking to clear their name with the US military, who suspect the four men of committing a crime that they were framed of committing. Pretty dramatic. I also like that when you look at the two posters, like the characters look similar. I feel like a lot of like movies and
Face
shows
looks
these
the exact
days, when they
same.
do remakes, yeah, when they do remakes, like sometimes they change the whole character, like how they look. I don't know. Maybe that's a hot
Actor
take,
for
but for me,
Astrid.
I think that you should just find characters that look like the originals.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you think my hot take is wrong and tell me why you think my hot take is wrong. I'm I'm willing to be proven wrong. We're going to move on to casting and where I know them from. We've got Bradley Cooper, and I've seen Bradley Cooper from The Hangover. That's where I recognize him from. You probably have not seen The Hangover because it's rated R. Something that Ben told me was that he never got any roles because he was considered too ugly. But yeah,
How
so
is
that's so
he
funny
not?
though, too.
He is not too ugly, man.
We'll move on to Liam Neeson. I know him from Taken. His voice is in a lot of movies I've seen, but
Yeah.
Taken is where I recognize him. Then we have Sharito Copley, I think is his name. He's
Or
the
her.
the helicopter guy,
Maverick.
and he is
Love Mav.
what?
We love him.
Maverick?
Whatever. That's how I remember him.
What?
Even though it's a completely wrong movie.
He does look like Tom Cruise. I said that when we were watching the movie. I was like, he looks like Tom Cruise sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when Tom Cruise was young. But he is in the Maleficent movie, the live action with Angelina Jolie. And I think he's the crow. Like she turns a crow into a human, and I think that's him. Then we've got
I'm gonna have
Quentin
to remember that.
Jackson, and this is the first movie I've ever seen him in. He's not in a ton of movies. He's primarily an MMA fighter. So
He
if
looks
you're
like the
into
type to be an
MMA,
MMA.
that's where you're gonna know him. Have you seen any movies that he's in?
No, this was the only one.
But he's great in it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And then we've got Jessica Biel, and I know her from I'll Be Home for Christmas. She's like the girlfriend that he's trying to woo, like with a car or something. And then not pictured is Patrick Wilson. Patrick Wilson is the Lynch guy. He's the guy from The Conjuring and Insidious, which I was told about 10 minutes ago that they're not in the same universe. I thought they were like all connected. So he's from both of them. Have you seen either of those?
No.
Those are scary. I don't like scary movies, so I don't watch them if I don't have to. Okay, this was the craziest first 5 minutes I've ever seen. That was insane because they started off with like the hostage situation. Liam Neeson was taken hostage and they were like beating him up and then they were going to kill him, which like sure, that's a great
Mhm.
beginning to an action movie. I was
Yeah.
expecting that, that's fine. Then we move immediately to now Bradley Cooper is stuck in tires and he's like gonna die. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're just like all like separated, like we're just seeing where they're all at different times. But
Hmm.
like it's weird they're all like having kind of a crazy time. Something I was wondering was Smith and
Yeah.
Faith, were they already working together at the beginning of this
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
And so then Smith was just like acquiring the other two members once the movie had
Yep.
started. Okay,
Yep.
because that I wasn't super sure on. So yeah,
100% correct on that.
okay, perfect. So now I fully understand. And then we've got the car chase, but first he gets carjacked, like and he's
Hmm.
like, you're not gonna kill me. And then he shoots him, and then he's like, okay, drive the car, and he just does. Crazy. Picks him up, and then they go to the hospital, and then there's a whole hospital drama. Like I thought it had like slowed down a little bit, right? Because he was getting all stitched up. No,
Crazy dude spinning around on the chopper propeller.
he did
Just
do
started
that.
singing. He just starts singing right round.
Yeah. But that's just
Bro,
because he's crazy. And we're
what do you
like all
mean?
just fine that like we're just gonna get in the helicopter with it.
Yeah.
And then they fly the freaking helicopter and it's flying
Yep.
and the Baracus is falling out of the helicopter down to his death.
He didn't die.
Well, he didn't
He
die, but he
he doesn't like
almost did.
helicopters because
It's
of it.
because of that, because they're doing loop-de-loos in the helicopter by a crazy guy.
What do you mean? He's awesome.
And then like they
Trying to
defeat
remember,
them.
was he Hatchet? Yep, because they went into U.S. territory.
Yeah. Which, like, that made sense. Here, why did they build this group to begin with? Like, what was the point of them all, like, coming together? I don't ever feel like that was really explained.
To build the best team.
Like, Smith was just like, this is the best, like, we are the best four people.
Yes, they went
Okay.
on like over hundreds of missions, and it was all successful.
So Smith was just like, he had probably researched these people.
Yeah, like it's a crazy good team. Like the only two missions that we actually do see that were like of the government, they both turned out successful. So like Smith is like logic. We got crazy. We got freaking just Warhammer, dude. And then we got just a pretty boy to distract.
So it's just because they are the best.
Yeah. And
Right.
they're the only ones that can get everything done with a good pace.
Right. Because, yeah, I just felt like I was like, why did they like build this group? And then they jumped to like 8 years later where now they're like a great group, obviously.
Yeah.
But so I was a little confused about that, but that makes sense. And then who exactly were they fighting in the beginning? Like were they fighting the cartel or were they fighting the army? And why were they fighting them? Or do we just not need to know that?
I don't know, honestly.
Like I was confused about it because it felt like they were fighting the cartel, but then like
Mm.
it felt like army, like police and army.
I feel like they were doing both
were there.
because the cartel does kind of run Mexico.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and Ben did say something about that too when I asked him, because I was like, it's weird that like they're fighting the cartel, but now like the army's here. And Ben was like,
yeah.
well, it's all kind of just the same.
And
Whatever.
you also did forget how he got the car.
Well, because he was fighting someone. But what I guess I thought it was his car to begin with,
It was his car,
and someone must have like stolen it
which,
from him.
yeah, it got stolen, I'm guessing, by the cartel.
And
So
they
he had to
just
fight through it all. And him and Hannibal had a heart to heart moment with a gun.
now the whole point of the movie is that they're chasing these plates that
Yeah.
like the Iraq government or Iraq or someone, they're printing American money and then they're like making a lot. Oh, they're depositing it, depositing it
Mhm.
into the banks, which is super illegal. And so then they have the plan to go and like get the plates, and like at the beginning of the movie like that plan worked really well. Like they got the plates, it all worked out, it was great. Something I wondered that really kind of bothered me was, where would the airbags actually make it float?
The what?
The container. Because they're driving the container, right? They hijack the container and they're driving away, and they drive into a body of water, and the airbags that they attach to the container or something, those deploy, and so they
Hmm.
just are floating on a storage container on the water.
And you're wondering how that works?
Yeah, would the airbags actually like hold the storage container? I don't feel like they would.
Well, it is also the military, so they would have like certain things.
Like
Those
it
seemed
looked like
like
they
some
just
pretty
had a
heavy duty, like blow up boats. It looked like
but it wasn't a blow up boat, it was an airbag from a car. So to me that didn't make sense.
it was an actual car airbag.
They were car airbags, I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
Maybe I'm
And I don't know,
wrong.
man. Movie logic.
I don't know. They just were like, yeah, it works. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, and it did. Good for them. It worked perfectly. Hannibal knows exactly how the plans will work perfectly. That's his skill. So it's fine. Don't question him. But I
Yeah.
do have some questions.
We should ask Mr. Neeson about them.
And next time I see him, I will ask him. And then the tank, the flying tank, that was crazy.
They used the bullets to move it.
They escaped from jail, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna hijack a plane, which they do. The plane explodes and they're in a freaking tank, and they're just like sailing away on a tank. Also,
No, the best
would
part is that the girl was like, "No way."
I was like, no way, that's freaking nuts. Like, is that possible? Like, there's a like those two things, the airbags and the tank, like I'm like, I know it's just like a movie, so it's fine. But like, is that actually possible for that to have happened?
I don't know. We should call Mythbusters.
It's like tanks are heavy,
Yeah.
and only three parachutes are gonna have it slowly like sailing down. I don't think so.
And then those also got cut loose.
Right, and so they're plummeting to Earth.
He uses the cannon, which depending on how much like freaking recoil that like the cannon has, it could actually work depending on how much recoil there is.
Yeah. Like I could understand it like being able to move and stuff. I'm just saying I think they probably would have went splat.
Yeah, if they
In
didn't land in the
reality,
river.
yeah, but like even if they hit the river, like from that height, like the
It'll
water
hurt.
would have been like concrete,
Yeah.
and they would have just like
But also
splat.
the tank also did break it, the fall.
Yeah, but what broke their fall? Like they just crashed their bodies into the tank.
If this is an interesting thing about water. So you know like how people like whenever they're jumping off something high, like sometimes they're usually like fists so that they can break the water
Yeah.
so that they could go in easier. So I'm like they could have jumped out. Had that tank hit the water, it would have sank immediately. Then they would have been fine hitting the water and going in.
But they closed the tank door before they hit the water.
So, and they also just drove out with the
Yeah,
tank.
like they just were just like, yeah, they just drove like
Like
on the
there was just
bottom.
Captain Jack Sparrowed it. Like
Why did the tank land on the bot? Like, how did it land face up? What if it landed upside down? What would they have done?
if I was that dude on the boat, I would have been like, How did you do that?"
I wasn't the guy on the boat, and I'm asking, how did you do that? She was like, not my monkey, not my circus. We'll move on because I don't think we're going to get an answer today. We'll add that to the list
Yep.
of things to ask Liam Neeson next time we see him.
We need to talk about how freaking Hannibal actually escaped the jail, which is actually quite insane.
That was
Like, bro
nuts.
literally pretty much killed himself.
And like, he
He
was so
went, they
lucky to
took him to
wake
the
up.
burner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were about to
to
cremate
cremate
him,
him.
and
He
he just like
freaking
kicked
slid
it
on
away.
top, and bro came out with the cigar lit.
Well, he came out with the
That's
cigar lit because he was just in there with the fire. That was the easy part.
true.
There was an abundance of that. That whole like section I feel like was crazy.
Yeah,
And did you
Face was the only
know
normal one that escaped.
when they did like the 3D movie, right? That part with the Jeep was actually from the TV show. Maybe it was like the intro of the show. I don't know. So that's kind of fun how they tied it
That
in
was a
there.
goated scene though. Like that was actually really good.
Yeah, and then they like broke into the. That was crazy. They timed that perfectly. Obviously, that's
I
what they
know.
do. They're just perfect.
I don't
That's
know
why they're
how
the A
because
team.
how would they be able to time that?
I have no idea.
Like how
They
many
just
times did
do.
they watch that to like get it perfect?
And like almost run into the building. Like
I
they're just
know.
like backing up and then they're like, do it again. And then like back it
Mm.
up again. No one noticed that something weird was going on over there in the parking lot. They're just like, it's a crazy person building. We're just whatever. Maybe they thought it was like a 16-year-old learning how to parallel park in his Hummer. The post jail plan, like when all the plates are like together, they're like, we're gonna get the plates. This is the only time they'll all be
Mhm.
together. I feel like that went terribly wrong.
It kind
Did
of
it
did.
not? Like the
Yeah.
face went to the station and Smith or Hannibal, whatever, he was like, don't talk to Sosa, Jessica Biel. And what does he do? He talks to her.
Talk
He's
to
like
her.
all up in love with her. And so, like, he was trying to like help her. Like, I get that,
Hmm.
but that throws off the plan. Smith, Hannibal, gets the briefcase and he drops it.
No,
What?
he got shot.
Well, he still drops it.
He got
If
shot in the hand. So,
Well, if you were better at your job, you probably wouldn't have dropped
but he freaking
it.
got shot in his hand. Like you'd be able to hold on to something even if you did have insane grip right after you got
Obviously.
shot in the hand.
Obviously, I would. I don't know what you're talking about. And then Baracus gets the case, but he
You
gets
get shot in the leg.
he falls through
Mm,
the freaking sky.
yeah.
So he's like limping along. And then yeah, he gets shot too. Like it just was bad. It was bad.
They did it.
Did they? Like I guess I thought Pike got the case back. Like so it just really didn't work out in the end. Of that point.
Th- Yeah.
Like they had to like leave. Like they left
Yeah.
and it was unsuccessful. That was the first time that we've seen like the mission fail. Mission
Yeah.
fail. We'll get him next time. And then something that took me a while to understand and like to realize was that Pike was the bad guy. Like I knew he was like a bad guy, but like we knew like he was involved, but I feel like it wasn't until way later in the movie where they were like it was him. Like he was the bad guy.
Yeah.
But like he's not the bad guy. He's just
Yeah.
following the orders of Lynch, who I genuinely did not realize was the bad guy until like 5 minutes before the final battle. Like I thought he was like actually being helpful and was like trying to help them. And then it was like the very end where I was like, oh shoot, he's actually the bad guy. That was just a me thing that I just didn't really catch on to that one too quickly.
Right
And
at the
then
beginning with the explosion, I had a feeling that something was up.
Well, I knew something was up, but I just didn't think it was him. Like I just was like, oh, he's just here to
Yeah,
help. Like I thought he was gonna
yeah,
be like the tech, like helpful guy,
yeah,
you know? And he
yeah,
just wasn't. He was the actual villain of the whole movie. So I
yeah.
guess he did a great job of like hiding his intentions because I didn't catch on. The general was alive the whole time.
Bro was out of it at the end, I feel like.
Well, I would be too. I think he just was like accepting that like he was defeated. The final battle. I feel like the shipment container scene where like they shoot the boat and all the containers
Hmm.
fall off. I feel like that was
Uh,
terrible CGI. Not
what if
good.
that wasn't actually CGI?
It was not real. It was very badly done. Because I think all of their money that they had in the budget went to fire and not to act like to the practical effects, the explosions. And they just like hired like a quick intern who said they could do CGI.
Yeah.
I just feel like it was so bad, especially for like how good the movie had been. Like one of those last minute assignments where they just like hurried and did it and sent it and hoped no one would notice. I just didn't
So
like
like
it.
all of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, in your
Yeah,
opinion.
it did remind me of Shark Boy and Lava Girl a little bit. Like it just was not, I just didn't like it. I didn't feel like it was very good. Like they looked like cartoon shipment containers. And I was like, that's so weird because this has been a real life movie this whole time. And then the Lynch reveal, like the police are surrounding him and they lift up the shipment container and
Yeah.
like he's surrounded. It reminded me of Zootopia and like those like movies where they like the evil guy reveals his plans and then they're like, "Oh, sorry, I was
Gotcha.
recording that the whole time." Yeah, it was like a gotcha moment and I really liked it, but I also was like it was a little anticlimactic. This guy like was so high and mighty of being like because like I said, I didn't
Hmm.
realize that he was the bad guy until like right before this moment.
You're like, oh, that makes a lot more
I was
sense
like,
now.
"Oh, he's the bad guy." And so it does make sense for his character. Like he just like spoiled all of it, everything, like his plans. Like he just exposed everything because he had kept it a secret this whole time. And so like that does make sense, like for his character of like, oh, he exposed himself and now he's caught.
Hmm.
Game over.
Yeah.
So I can understand that. But it was like I
Hmm.
felt like it was a little anticlimactic. And then just something that I really liked was like the battle, like everything's over, he's arrested, and the A team, they all come up to each other and they're just like talking with each other and just like checking in with each other, making sure they're okay. Like
Hmm.
a lot of movies, a lot of action movies too, like it especially when it does have like military involved they like there's all this celebrating and cheering and all of like craziness because they just defeated whatever
Yeah.
and I really liked that it was just like it showed they were friends of just like hey
Yeah.
you're okay like are you okay what do you need like you
Yeah.
did a great job like I liked that it was very just relaxed like it just felt
Hmm.
real it felt really real rather than like now let's celebrate because the guy got shot in the head so his
Yeah.
brain was all like ding-a-ling-a-linging, and I liked that it was just chill.
You also did leave out a big detail about I forgot his name, but the black one. That might be a little racist, but
His name is
um
Brackus,
Brachus,
I think.
you did seem to leave out how he made a mental block saying he can't go back to where he used to be. Like
Yeah,
that he
well,
was a changed man, and that
when
if
he
he
was in
did
jail,
like his
yeah,
little beard and buzz, um,
yeah,
that that would remind him too much of his past and what he's done. More of a learning for him to be like able to accept like what he's done too and be able to move on and still fight for things that he wants to fight for
and like you
instead
can
of just
still
being
be
like
a good
no.
person. Like I could see it as like he felt like he was a bad person because he had done these things, but also like that was
Hmm.
his job. So
Yeah.
he needed to do them. Like that internal battle. That is true. Like in the end,
Hmm.
he did kind of overcome that of being like, I can still be a good person, a person at peace, and do my job because his job is quite violent. Or ex job, I don't know, because
True.
they were not reinstated. They still were like fugitives. He's still a criminal.
Yeah.
So, in the end, he learned that it's okay to be a criminal.
But then they also kind of got reinstated at the end too, and it was just kind of got a
Did
little
they?
weird. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they did.
Because they were getting arrested at the end. John Hamm
True.
showed up out of nowhere and he arrested them all.
Yeah.
And then it ends with them escaping, or in theory that they're going to escape, because
Yeah.
Face had made out with Jessica Biel and they had swapped the key.
Which means
Naughty.
that that would lead into the to the TV series, I feel like.
Really? I almost feel like, and maybe we do need to watch the TV series. I almost feel like they took
Yeah.
the 5 seasons and just like compressed it into one.
Hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe they took
Yeah.
the best season and compressed it into one. I think this would be a good show or good movie that you could like remake. Like this could
Or
be a
at
good
least make a
sequel.
sequel.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
could be a good sequel one because you can have so many different ideas with it.
Routes to
Not
go
saying they
with and like
should,
I'm
don't
saying
do
they
it,
should. It was good.
but it was
Do
good.
it.
It is one that you could do it. In the end of this one, all the characters from the show are all in that like scene too, I believe. I like that. Like when shows do that, like it shows where
It
it
came
came
from.
from. What do you like the
Yeah.
most about it?
I like this is more of my preference in movies. Like I like the guns, like sci-fi, like so anything to do with like violence, I'm in for it. Like I like the Guns Ahoy characters and like the crazy ones. Funny, like I loved it personally.
Good. What would you rate it?
10 out of 10, just like shark
10 out
boy
of
and lava girl.
They're on the same level. I'd probably rate this like an 8 out of 10, mostly because like those couple things, like the logical side of me is like I can't give you 100% because it's not super realistic in a couple
Yeah.
places, but I thought it was really good. Since I married Ben, I've watched a lot more action movies, as in I've
Mhm.
watched an action movie. I'd never seen one before until I married Ben, and I do like them more. Like I didn't think I would like them, but I do. I find them very interesting.
Mhm.
And would you watch it again? Of course.
Yes.
I
It's
think
sad.
any movie.
It is leaving Netflix February 15th, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
But it's probably just gonna go on a different platform, so it'll be
Yeah, it's
fine. Like
probably
they just
gonna go on
switch.
like Paramount.
But yeah, that's all I've got. I liked it. It
Yeah.
was a good movie. Our next movie that we will be watching next week is
The Mortal Instruments City of Bones.
so if you want to watch it with us and share your thoughts on it with us next week, we would love to hear it. It is on Netflix.
Thank you guys for watching the We're Related podcast. And if you really liked it, leave us a like, a follow.
Thank you to our 6 subscribers. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it. We're really hoping by the end of the month we can have 7. Help us get to that goal for 7 subscribers. William has got things to do. I gotta go to bed. We hope you have a wonderful time with whatever it is you're doing, and we will catch you next week.